hard to believe that this wide array of products, colorful bangles, jewelries, nail polish, perfume, boot polish, furniture polish, varnish, pharmaceutical oils, printing ink, dyes, and handicraft items trace their origins in areas such as this remote forest fringe village of Jharkhand. These products contain a natural resin known as lac that is cultivated in these hard-to-reach villages. There are two strains of lac found in nature, Kusumi and Rangini. Kusumi primarily grows on kusum and Rangini grows on other host trees like palash and ber. Lac encrustations called brood lac contain mature female insects about to give birth to young larvae. Brood lac is mounted on the trees through a process called inoculation, so that young larvae settle on the fresh twigs of the host plants, suck the plant sap and grow to form more encrustations. The lac crop gets ready for harvest in about 6 months. The twigs containing these encrustations are harvested after they are fully grown and lac is scraped out of them. The scraped lac is sold to the local traders who in turn sell it to the processing units. It then goes through different processes to come out in various forms such as seed lac, button lac, and shellac. Lac is produced in the states of Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, West Bengal, Orissa, Gujarat, Maharashtra, and Assam. Lac rearing is a very important source of livelihood for the thousands of poor families such as that of Sushila Tuti of Gutwa village in Khunti, Jharkhand. Sushila and her husband, Walter Tuti, own 70 host trees of lac.
Nayamente gale kitile julung tenechi ale otte ko huding gya en loyong ko ar pidi otte tane otte do sai gi mina ande do amunung jana ka kitio dadi pidi otte gale e dar ko mina jhorte bakka mur ina teina ko ekole chalja korina ekola krinje kwara le jome akole kirinji de na otte do ale huding gya ande ale huding gi jome hoba otne kiti karib 6-7 mahine
Until a few years ago, Jharkhand accounted for a share of 60 to 65% of the total lac produced in India. Today, it has come down to 40%. Poor families like that of Sushilas and Rahils with sizable holdings of lac host trees are withdrawing from lac because of the uncertainties faced.
हमारे गांव में लाख के पेड़ बहुत ज़्यादा हैं। हम लोग तरफ पहले लाख बहुत थे, लेकिन अब लाख बीहन भी ख़त्म हो गया, लाख एकदम बिल्कुल नहीं है। हम लोग को पहले चावल धान खेती होता है तो कम से कम 6-5 महीना तक होता था हम लोग का खाने के लिए। अब गला खाने के बाद फिर हम लोग का लाख कटाई होता है तो 6 महीना तो हम लोग का लाश से ही गुजारा हो जाता था। ऐसे तो बच्चों का पढ़ाई लिखाई, कॉपी किताब, ड्रेस सब कुछ हम लोग का लाश से ही हो जाता था, लेकिन अब तो हमारे यहाँ लाख खत्म हो गए।
I see there are 3 major problems that we are facing in lac sector. One is that the prices are constantly fluctuating. Prices are fluctuating primarily because productions are fluctuating, and so this whole fluctuating prices does not help the lac producers to apprehend initially what the price is going to be. So the confidence of farmers to get into lac is very low. The second important problem that we are understanding is that the science of lac as of now is not that certain science. So what we can bring under control through human intervention is say out of 100 risks we can bring under control 70 risks. The third important problem is that there is a whole the whole service delivery around lac cultivation is not articulated, is not developed. There is nobody to give you brood, there is nobody to brood means the seed material. there is nobody to give you credit services, there is nobody to give you production services.
While working to promote sustainable livelihoods for tribal families in Jharkhand, Pradan realized that the challenges in lac rearing were immense, but so were the opportunities.
For lac, you just need a host plants and a few lac implements and some technological support with which farmers can easily get good returns. The returns from lac is, if you convert into per day return to labor, is around 200 to 250 per day. So with very little labor investment, one can get high return.
With the twin objective of bringing farmers back to lac cultivation and to stabilize lac production in the area, Pradan intervened in lac cultivation for the first time in the year 2001 in Torpa block of Khunti district with 28 families. The first step was to introduce lac rearers to the scientific packages of practices in lac cultivation. The technical inputs from Indian Institute of Natural Raisins and Gums, or IINRG, gave confidence to lac rearers who were perplexed about the undesired mortality of lac insects. Scientific lac cultivation begins with identification of good quality host plants. Host plants should preferably be younger, have lush canopy and be near a water source or low land. The next step is pruning, where the uneven branches of the plants are lopped off. Now it is time to procure good quality brood lac, which has to be fully live and mature with no diseases. The brood has to be inoculated onto the host tree within 48 hours of emergence of the larvae. Before inoculation, the brood is packed in specially designed nylon net bags. These bags are then rotated within the tree for uniform settlement of the larvae.
The farmer should adopt nylon net bags for inoculating the tree. They should put the brood lac inside the nets and then inoculate on the trees. So this will prevent the attack of predators which are present in the brood lac and help in wastage of the funky lac which is to be removed of the tree.
During the initial phase of growth, a very important precautionary measure to reduce mortality is the spraying of pesticides. Timely spraying of pesticides is able to save up to 80% of the crop.
पहले हम लोग तो ऐसे ही इतना गुच्छे बंद करके हम लोग गाछ में ऐसे ही हुड़ के चढ़ा रहे थे। अब अभी तो दादा लोग बताए हम लोग को कि ऐसे में लाहा सब बहुत बेकार हो जाते हैं बोल के हम लोग को जाली ला के दिए और जाली में हम लोग काट के इतना छोटा काट जाली में हम लोग घुसा के बांध दिए। उसके बाद हम लोग गाछ में चाड़ के डाली में हम लोग बांध दिए तो नहीं गिरता है हवा से भी। पहले तो हवा से भी गिर जाते थे, जाली में लगाने पर उसमें कीड़े नहीं खाते थे।
देखिए अभी इसमें बहुत बारीक फूकेंगे तो
But it wasn't easy to convince lac rearers to accept the package of practices. There were a large number of misconceptions attached to lac rearing. In addition to conducting meetings, Pradan used innovative tools of communication such as folk songs and street plays to overcome these misconceptions. And going that extra mile seems to have worked in case of Sushila Tuti, who had almost given up on lac.
Ale itu kita le ci eko le chal ja ko tai kina ar ne ya sukul te ko gojo tan tai kina inate inku natak ko lel kita le ar le ayum le inate na eko ko tain tena ranu ko le phechika bada ja ko और का फेचिका के कर दड़े को गोजो।